Good afternoon, everyone. I am Marie Ruel. I'm Director of the Poverty, Health and Nutrition Division at IFPRI. I am hosting this joint seminar with UNSCN on behalf of Schengen Fan, our Director General, who is not here today. So the idea of a joint seminar is that we do share common goals and common interests in nutrition, the UNSCN and us. Pardon? Closer? Okay. It's pretty busy here. We share objectives, we share approaches. We are both motivated to improve nutrition at scale through programs and policies. We all know that there is still a severe problem of malnutrition in the world today. This slide shows that on the left side you have what we usually consider problems of malnutrition, which is the undernutrition side of things. We have 2 billion people that are suffering from micronutrient deficiencies, 155 million people, children, who are suffering from stunting, 52 million children who are wasted. At the other side of the spectrum, we have a really severe problem of overweight and obesity, with 2 billion people, individual adults, suffering from overweight and obesity. We have 41 million children suffering from overweight, and every single country in the world has a problem of malnutrition. So when we consider malnutrition from the spectrum, from the underweight to overweight, we have no country that can say we have no problem of malnutrition. We have 88% of countries that face a serious burden of 2 or 3 of those. So we can imagine that with this situation, we need to do something, and we are trying to do something, but it's not going fast enough. The epidemic of overweight and obesity is going much faster than our ability to reduce stunting and undernutrition. So we are running after time to get to our goals. We have a momentum in nutrition. We have our sustainable development goals that are very ambitious. There are 17 of them, and malnutrition needs to be addressed in order to achieve the SDGs. And nutrition is an important component of many of those goals. We also have the UN Decade of Action that has been declared, 2016 to 2025, is a decade where we really want to put all our efforts on nutrition. And the General Assembly declaring this Decade of Action is really a momentum for all of us. We also have a framework for action. ICN2 had generated a framework for action so that we have guidance on what to do, and hopefully we have also some guidance on how to do it. What we also need are investments, and that's the topic of the seminar today. We need investments in nutrition. Currently, investments are still very low, at less than 1% of ODA, Overseas Development Assistance. This is really too low, and we have not been very successful at changing those numbers over time. So this seminar looks specifically at the role of food systems and how investments in food systems may be leveraged to improve nutrition. So we're focusing on how to invest or how to help investors work on leveraging nutrition through value chains, through healthy value chains. So the speakers, we have introductory comments from Stineke Oenema, who is coordinator of the UN, well, I forgot to mention what UNSCN was, the United Nations Standing Committee on Nutrition, for those of you who don't know. She will give us some introduction from the perspective of the UNSCN. David Laborde, a senior research fellow at IFPRI, will give us a presentation on an analysis and work he's doing on costs and benefits of ending hunger. So he's talking about hunger, not not really the malnutrition outcomes, but it's very relevant and very related. Rachel Nugent will talk about investment in healthy food systems. She will present a conceptual framework of entry points, potential entry points in healthy food systems for improving nutrition. She's Vice President, Global Non-Communicable Diseases Initiative at the Research Triangle Institute International. And Preeti Ahuja, Practice Manager, Food and Agriculture Global Practices at the World Bank, will give us examples of investments in agricultural production in the part of the food system that's on agricultural production for improving nutrition and examples from the World Bank's types of investments in making agriculture more nutrition sensitive. So without further ado, we will start with Stineke. If you could please come.